Hey everybody, what's going on? This is the preview video to my 72-hour fast. Yes, that's right. Coach Will fasted for over 72 hours. I ended up extending my 72-hour fast to 96 hours, so 4 straight days. And there was a lot of very valuable insights that came out of this. Going into it, I was extremely biased to the other side of the fence, whereas I'm like, fasting is stupid. There's no reason why I would do that. All of the bodybuilder mentalities that have accumulated in my mind over the last 10 years told me that this was just going to be a bad idea. It was stupid to do it. Why would I do it? But what I hope to do in this video is actually provide you guys the benefits that I actually got from fasting. Now, within this video, series, what you're going to get out of this basically is, first and foremost, I'm going to preface everything. And I want to preface this by saying that I do not condone multiple day fasting for any of our clients. Do I think that fasting has a purpose, and do I think that fasting has a time and a place and an application to be utilized within a specific clientele? I would say yes, I believe that it does, because I not only went through the fast, I actually also checked some parameters around my overall health. And those things were things such as my weight, my visual appearance, my resting heart rate, and my fasted blood sugar. We checked all that stuff. So again, I want to preface this by saying that I wouldn't condone this to anybody. Just because I know that there are a lot of different modalities that would essentially coincide with making sure that you had a productive fast, meaning that you were not completely eliminating electrolytes out of your diet and various other things that I think could be beneficial. We're going to talk about my thoughts actually going into it, and again, how I was completely biased on the other side of the fence. We're going to talk about the results, like what actually happened and how did I feel in relation to my hunger, in relation to my mental clarity, in relation to actually fighting through hunger. I mean, my God, like when I was a bodybuilder, I thought I got hungry, or in the bodybuilding space, what we call hangry. And now I just kind of feel like I was just being a pansy the entire time, and I never knew what it actually felt like to be hungry until I went 4 days without eating anything. So we're going to talk about that. We're actually going to talk about cortisol. We're going to talk about stress. We're going to talk about how I physically and emotionally felt throughout the process and the changes that occurred from day to day, which, if any of you have ever fasted for 4 days, I was considering pushing it 5 days. But if you've never fasted for that long, there's a lot of transitional things that occurred during that time. And if you ever do decide to fast, I would highly recommend that you guys actually sit down, just be within yourself, grab yourself a notebook, and write out how you're feeling. Write out some of the challenges that maybe you faced during that day, to again be able to look back and say, wow, I didn't expect that to happen, but I'm grateful for that experience. The next thing is, I'm going to talk to you guys about how grateful I am now. As weird as this may sound to some of you, I'm grateful to hold this cup of coffee and be able to drink this cup of coffee. To be able to actually sit down and eat some protein, eat an egg, taste some coconut oil, eat some spinach. Like, I'm very grateful to be able to do those things now, and I didn't have that perception before I started the fast. So again, I'm very grateful to be able to be very, I guess, placed back in a position of humility, to where I'm very humble to the fact that I get to eat food, and eating food is actually a blessing. And it's a privilege to be able to eat how we eat in the bodybuilding space. Like, you know, eating pounds of like the best meat in the world and the best vegetables in the world is it's a blessing to be able to do that. And so many people in the world are not capable of being able to even eat a quarter or even less of the amount of food that we're capable of eating here in the United States. Either whether it be financial and they're living in extreme poverty, or whatever it is. So because I fasted, I'm now in a position where my outlook on the ability to eat is just one of extreme gratitude. And then we're actually going to talk to you guys about some of the things that I did regarding exercise. And for the first 3 days, I'll just go ahead and tell you that I actually did not exercise at all because I was trying to eliminate as much stress off of my system as I can. Made sure that I slept roughly 8 hours per day or more. And I can tell you, I had some of the best sleeping nights that I've ever had. And then following that up, we're going to be going into what I actually did for my post-fast meal. So what was the first meal that I decided to put in my body after I was done fasting, and then why we selected those specific types of foods, which we'll go into a little bit further regarding the glycemic index, making a smooth transition, talking about things like absorption and all of that. And I'm really excited to bring you guys this video series because, again, there are a lot of things that happened within the fast, and I'm excited to explain them to you. I'm excited to share them with you. And if anybody ever happens to want to experiment with a multiple day fast, I think that it does have some type of practical application, specifically within individuals who may be relatively obese, or maybe somebody who's like a type 2 diabetic or something like that. But again, there's a lot of other things that you have to consider regarding vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, and things like that to make sure that you're not getting into a dangerous level of not having these things available in your bloodstream or for cellular hydration. So that is about it regarding the framework of this introduction video regarding my experience with a 72-hour fast, eventually taking the fast to 96 hours. And the interesting thing was that when I had the opportunity to sit down in front of a beautiful meal that I had made, I didn't even want to eat it. So I'm excited to bring you guys this video series. We're going to be diving into video 1 coming up right after this, likely posting that by either this evening or early tomorrow morning. So I look forward to seeing you guys in that video series, and you guys will be getting a lot of this information that I have here written out that I had to sit down, marinate on, absorb, and reflect on to be able to gather my experience with a water fast for the last 96 hours. See you guys in the next video.